Peace. It's your boy Anpu Ra once again with another video on astral travel. And for those just now tuning in, astral traveling is your soul travel outside of your physical body. Yes, it can happen. And I'm a product of that experience. I wrote a journal and I'm just going over this journal, this magnificent journey that I've been on. Um, the last video I did was about February 17th, 2014, which was a Monday. And I spoke about the past a little bit when I was a child, when I first started having these out of body experiences. There was a lot of trauma and tragedy as a kid. Didn't know how to escape it, but I knew how with the mind. So now, and I also spoke about how I saw the jinn, is what I call them. And it's funny because my man Ram Hotep had just dropped the video on a Dogri. You know, he didn't really go too deep on it, but he gave enough information about it, how they were from these beings that can hide within the shadows, which I found very interesting. And he also called them the jinn. So like I said, I'm not the only one, you know, putting out this information. A lot of people they just scared of this information. Um, and like I said, in my experience, I always seen three of them. It was always three of them. Okay. Some experiences was very scary, and some of them it wasn't. Sometimes I was very brave. I was very brave, and I was able to handle what to come. Um, kind of thought about. I'm always trying to like relate my experiences with with movies. Like I said before, Hollywood is the new hieroglyphics, and the movies are definitely giving you the truth. But some people just think that it's just movies. One movie that I can relate to, which is kind of weird, is The Dark Skies. Now, The Dark Skies is about this family that was being, you could say, harassed by some aliens, the Greys, right? And the little boy at the end had got abducted. But during what kind of grasped my attention when I first saw the movie is how it was happening. Um, the boy will always have these experience with these beings, or the family will have these experience with these beings at a certain time of day. And it kind of relates to it because I always have these astral travel experiences certain times of the day, which I call the magical hour, which is from like 2 a.m. to like 5 a.m. And the boy he had colored what he saw, and he drew them like shadows, which was very interesting, something I could relate to. And another thing that grasped my attention, he drew three of them. That's crazy. He drew three of them. So when I was watching this movie, I was like, wow, that's pretty deep. I'm like, I can relate to that. Not saying that I've been abducted or nothing like that, but I can relate to some of the activities that was happening within the movie. So check that movie out, Dark Skies. Very interesting movie. And like I said, when I was able to see these shadow beings, that's what they look like. They look like how they looked in that movie, like the gray aliens. This is exactly how they looked. I'm just calling it how I see it. Um, so yeah, check that movie out, Dark Skies. Very deep movie. Um, there's a lot of people that get their information from a lot of places, and I definitely a friend of mine had put me on to the Emerald tablets. Now the Emerald tablets is like these ancient tablets that dates back 36,000 years ago, back in the times of the Atlanteans. Okay. Now, in the Greek philosophy, they have stories of the Atlanteans and stuff like that, and that Atlantis sunken in and all that. But the Emerald Tablets was written by the head priest, which called himself Thoth, which is I call my friend Thornton. He was like one of my first teachers. His name was Thornton, and he was always into like the ancient Egypt thing. He put me on to it, and I always called him Thoth. you know. And then afterwards, I stumbled upon this information, the Emerald Tablets. And Emerald Tablets is very real. It's crazy because here is an ancient tablets that date back thousands of years. They have found them in South America with the in the temple of the Mayans. They call it the temple of the sun god. Is where they found these tablets, and they got them translated and deciphered them, and the information is out there. And when you read these tablets, it's written like poetry. You know what I'm saying? It's written like poetry, and it's very deep information. Like you gotta read it like 100 times to like really understand what a thought was saying. See, me, I was able to grasp this information so easy because a lot of things that he was talking about in these tablets was about astral travel. And he speaks mainly in these tablets. I forgot how many tablets they are, but it's a bunch. It's like, I forgot how many they are. I think it's like 12 tablets, but one of them they haven't put it out for the public to read. They said it's too deep for human society. They wouldn't understand. I know I would. But yeah, he thought he was the head Atlantean, and he ended up going to Egypt, and this is where you see him on the walls of Egypt as the bird, and always with a pen in his hand. He was the one that took down there all the, had all the scriptures and all that. But in these tablets, he speaks a lot about astral travel, a lot. That's what mostly what this all the tablets is talking about. It's about leaving your body and entering other realms. Here in the tablet, um, one of them was called the Spaceborn, which is very interesting. And here he wrote he well carved into these tablets. He says, "Center thou soul force into the place in thou consciousness, shaking it free from the bonds of the night. Place in thou mind, place the image thou desire. Picture the place thou desire to see. Vibrate back and forth with thou power. Loosen the soul from out of its night. Must thou shake with all thou power until at last thou soul shall be free." And this is what I was talking about. Within my journal, I will have these vibrations, and the vibration is very powerful. That's what I was speaking about in these last videos. I was kind of concentrating on this vibration. And I also spoke in my journal how you have to like charge up to loosen your soul out this physical body. And you see how he called the body its night. You see what I'm saying? So it's very deep. I mean, these tablets are very deep and they speak very heavy on it. And I kind of can relate. In another one, I want to read. It said, "Far into space, my soul traveled freely into infinity's circle of light, strange beyond knowledge, where some of the planets great and gigantic, beyond dreams of men. Yet found I law in all of its beauty, working through and among them, as here among men, flash forth my soul through infinity's beauty. Far through space, I flew with my thoughts." This was what I was also explaining in my journal. That when you're in the astral realm, when you're trying to fly, you know, it's not a physical thing, it's more a mental thing. And this is how I was able to do it. You see what I'm saying? And it's like going into what people believe and what people know. You know, I don't believe this stuff is real. I know it's real. Because this is stuff that I actually experience. I've done this. It's real. But I'm not here to prove anything. I'm just letting it out, letting it be known pretty much. So, yeah. So in this segment, I'm going to talk about what happened March 23rd, 2014. That was a Saturday. Okay. I was in a dream. And I remember in the dream, I was breaking up this fight with these kids. And then I woke up. I felt the vibration always wake me. If I could be in a dream, it would wake me up without the dream. And I'm in an astral body, but I'm still connected. I'm still connected with the body, but I'm like about to separate. Just like how the Emerald Tablet spoke about. You gotta let that vibration. You gotta shake it loose. Okay. And I was in an astral body, and there they were. I saw the three shadow beings again, standing around my bed. And I'm not gonna lie. It's here. This is what I wrote here. I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't scared, but nervous. The beings was reaching out to me with their arms. One of the beings was standing on the side where my girl was sleeping. It had pulled back his arm, his hands. And then I reached out to them, like, I reached out, like, give me your hand, let me touch your hand. But nothing happened. And it's funny because when I reached out, I was amazed that my hand and my arm looked like it looked like a spirit. It kind of looks like the effect that I'm giving on this camera. You know what I'm saying? It kind of looks like that. So when I reached out, I kind of like noticed the astral body, what it actually looked like. Because it's not like I had astral traveled and went in front of a mirror to see how I look, right? If I still have the same features. I don't know. But my hand looked it like spirit like. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of weird. So, and it was funny because I wrote here, I began to wiggle my fingers and everything around me in my room was the same. It was the same. Like I said, when you cross over to that dimension, the fourth dimension, everything looks the same. So my girl was right next to me sleeping. The bed is there, the dresser is there, everything is where it's at. And here also I wrote, every time I see these shadow beings, or even when I don't see them, I can feel them. So, that's what I wrote. As you can see, it's happening to me every month. So these experiences at this time, now this was 2014, March, I had to document this stuff. I had to write this stuff down. I mean, these events was happening to me month, every month. So I had to, you know, do my research, find out what's going on. It's a lot of mysteries out there, but can you handle it? What if you stumble upon a mystery that is just so amazing and you're in a position that you just can't share it with just anybody? That's the type of position that I was in at that time. Now I'm just freely to speak my mind, just speak what's real to me during my journey during on this journal, and just trying to figure it out. So stay tuned for another episode coming up. The next one is pretty interesting. I don't think they ready. I don't think they ready. But until we meet again, it's the Astral Traveler, Anpu Ra. Peace. I'm out.